extraordinary young man. Please welcome to the stage, Max Harrison. He's not only handsome, he's smart, and has quite a story to tell. He is, in fact, the son of Gala Chair Tricia Bonilla Harrison. Come on up here, Max.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here to support this critical cause. The very first thing I'd like to say is, Dad, stop taking pictures of me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep this short, although it does not run in the family. The last 2 years have been an incredible obstacle for my mom and me. When I was barely 12, she had a ruptured brain aneurysm while we were in Corpus Christi visiting my grandparents. The two of us had just gotten home from lunch, and she started holding her head, saying something was wrong. And she felt like her head was going to explode. She was in so much pain, she started crying, and her whole body was shaking. Mom was extremely frightened. She could not figure out how to use her phone, so I asked her to hand it to me. I had to think quickly. I was overcome with fear, but I had to help. I called 911 and told them what was happening, and then I called my grandfather. I was terrified, but I still managed to remain calm and take care of my mom. I knew she needed my help. The ambulance arrived, and I led the EMTs to my mom. I could tell it was very serious. At the hospital, they told us she had cranial bleeding and needed surgery. The doctors decided Mom had to be flown to Houston, but soon they realized she did not have enough time to go that far. So instead, she went to San Antonio. The medical staff acted as if she might die. But I never cried, as I did not want my mom to worry about me. Before she left in the helicopter, I had to say bye to her. We hugged and hugged, saying I love you over and over again. Especially Mom. She couldn't stop. She grabbed my face with both of her hands, looked me in the eyes, and told me, Max, I love you, and I'll never stop loving you, and I'm not gonna die on you. But when she left in the helicopter, I did not know if I was ever going to see my mom again. My Uncle Teddy and Aunt Coco drove me real fast to San Antonio, and I got to see her. She had a lot of wires in her arms and face, and she did not look the same at all. She couldn't breathe by herself, so she had a tube in her throat. After a 10-hour surgery, a month in a coma, another aneurysm, and a stroke, she was finally able to be released. She likes to call me her hero, and she tells people I saved her life. I do not like that because I did what anyone would do. Our troubles did not end there. Sadly, she ended up needing 2 more brain surgeries. She's gotten better over time. She definitely has gotten better over time. But I still have to take care of her, and I'm proud to. This has been our biggest obstacle, and we are still battling it. There are still difficulties from what she has been through. For example, the doctors will not let her drive. But let's be real honest, ladies and gentlemen, she's never been a good driver. So Houston is much safer with her off the streets. Also, since her last surgery, for whatever reason, she calls me the dog's name and the dog my name. She doesn't remember any of her passwords. And I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. She doesn't understand time and never knows the day, date, hour, or month. This is great for my curfew. And and she forgets almost everything. But I am grateful. Every single day I'm grateful because she is here, and that is all I need. Thank you. A ruptured aneurysm, a stroke, an aneurysm, an unruptured aneurysm, and a 14-year-old. My mom, Patricia Harrison.
She will say a few words.
I forgot because I was saying wow, it's very stressful. See how stressful it is when you have to speak. But let me tell you, it is way more stressful when your child and your hero speaks. Wow, Max, that was amazing. And the honor. His strength and bravery through everything has always amazed me. That day that we were together and I was basically down for the count, I remember his face so well. And he was so courageous, and he did not ever cry. And he took charge of the situation. And to think of a 12-year-old doing that is just amazing. And he continues to lead me. He doesn't mind telling me when I'm inappropriate. and sometimes that happens often. But when I got out of the hospital, I had so many people tell me that I was a fighter. And that's why I had survived everything. And I really didn't understand it because, to me, I felt like I had taken a nap for a month, and then I woke up and all the people I loved were there. And I told one of my friends this, and she said, "Sweetie, you constantly ripped out your respirator, you bit a nurse, you took out all your wires off all the time. This was not a nap. You did not sleep." When I was at my worst, they sent a priest in to give me my last rites. I don't remember this, but my friend told me the priest leaned over and explained to me what he was going to do. And I said, "No, can you please come back another time?" And so all this time, I really thought for the last 2 years that I was procrastinating, as I tend to do. Because when I got out of the hospital, Max and I, we never really talked too much about what had happened because it was so painful. And recently, he had to write an essay about overcoming an obstacle to get into a different school. And he told me, he's like, "I got this, Mom. I got this." Yeah, I know you do. And he wrote this essay where I learned his story, and which he just told you, which I had not really ever known. And so son? Where's my son? I have to talk to my son before you do this. And so I realized I was not procrastinating, but I was trying to meet my commitment to Max to not die on him. And I'm so grateful that I didn't. And I'm so grateful for him for being so brave and saving my life and being a hero, whether you like it or not, for the rest of your life. A year ago, the Niekro Foundation kindly asked me to speak at their Niekro Gala, like tonight, and I was able to tell my story. And when I was trying to weasel money out of everybody, I said, think about the Niekro Foundation in 2019, a year from now, and think about all the people that will be affected by an aneurysm or an AVM. Think about the people who might pass between now and then. And let's be generous to try to help those people. I did not realize when I said that a year ago that I was actually talking about my own family. Because in the fall, my brothers were screened for aneurysms, and the younger of my two brothers, Teddy, was diagnosed with an aneurysm. And luckily, we caught it. There he is walking, probably not wanting me to point at him. And luckily we caught it, and he had a craniotomy, and he was saved. And we're so grateful for that. However, we do not always have such luck with other family members. Unfortunately, since last year in January, my Aunt Lucy had a very similar situation with her son like I had with Max. She had the same symptoms I had. He rushed her to the same hospital in Corpus Christi where I had been, and the doctor said she has bleeding in her brain. And the family said, well, like me, let's take her to San Antonio. And the doctor said, it's too late. Her brain is gone. And they told the family that they would wait until all the children could gather so they could say goodbye to my Aunt Lucy before they let her pass. One day, there she was, alive and robust. And the next day, her children are traveling to say goodbye to her, just like that. With the family in the room, the doctors allowed the family to say goodbye. They asked if anyone in the room wanted a copy of her very last heartbeat. They asked the family, does anybody here want to have the very last heartbeat? And my cousin Adrian, who's here, this is his mother, and this is his mother, his wife said, yes, I would like a copy of that very last heartbeat. And I just thought it was so meaningful that she would want that. And it really struck me, what an incredible thing. Your very last heartbeat. Like, think about that. All of us are sitting here, we're alive, our hearts are sinking, our brains are working, but your very last heartbeat. When you sit there and you think about that, you think, what do you want your life to look like between now and your very last heartbeat? What do you want your life to mean? Who do you want to be between now in your very last heartbeat. What do you want to contribute to the world? Let me tell you something about my Aunt Lucy. She was a pistol. A real pistol. I think she probably pinched me in church when I was a kid, maybe 50, 60 times. But you always knew how she felt. She was very authentic. She was all about family, and she loved you as hard as she could. She gave life her all before that very last heartbeat. Every one of us should want to have the same thing on our headstone. He or she tried to make a difference. Your money and your energy need to be directed to brain aneurysm and AVM prevention, detection, and treatment. Be a pistol like Aunt Lucy. Get the most out of life. I want each of you to make a difference tonight. I challenge you to let your last heartbeat make a difference in the lives of those you love and cherish. Education and awareness saves lives. Advancement in treatment saves lives. Let's make a difference tonight, right now. God bless you.